cameras and all sorts of gubbins like that. But also, it's not a powerful bike. It's not a 125, and this 125 goes, I'm pretty certain this is like in the bottom end of the 125 range. But it's perfect for me. It's really light, really nimble. I can chuck it around. It's perfect for these kinds of quick dashes to the shops. Now, if I'd come in my car to pick that thing up, I'd still be stuck in that traffic jam, which is, I think, roadworks by the roundabout. So yeah. Anywho, interesting times we live in. Question for people who may be watching this: motorbikes in bike lanes. Now, I always remember that was allowed. I think over previous mayors at one point it was stopped, and then they did a trial, and then it was allowed. And what I've noticed now is it doesn't seem to be across the spectrum, so I don't know for people who are watching whether that is the case where they live. But I know where I live, in a suburb of London, basically where I'm riding right now, because you've got boroughs which are all next door to each other. For some of them they allow it, but you go across the borough boundary and it's not allowed. And I'm like, how does that work? So I went to the TfL website and had a look, and in there they said, you know, it is allowed, but you need to follow the signage, because there'll be certain places where it won't be allowed. But they are, you know, in general, motorbikes are allowed. And then they said, however, it does vary from borough to borough, so please check with your local authority. And they listed, out of the 30 odd that are there, in London, 31, 32, however many there are, I think there's only like about 10 or something that oh, look at that. There was only about 10 or so that allowed motorbikes in bus lanes, which I thought was shocking. And the one that I live in, they don't allow it. Now, this is a borough that has been staunchly car focused. They didn't want LTNs, they don't like cycle lanes, even though they've put a few in. So it surprised me that they don't. So I feel like a Victor Meldrew coming on, but I'm not going to write a strongly worded email or anything like that. But I'm just going to ask them, you know, are motorbikes allowed in bus lanes in Harrow? Because when I looked online, they said Harrow doesn't. And I'm going to ask them, first of all, do they do it? And if, as I suspect, the answer is no, I'm going to ask why not. Because that's a bit of a cop-out for me. We don't take up bikers. I've always been, even as a car driver, I've always loved motorbikes and bikers. You know, they are the ones, and I'm going to say something that's probably going to annoy a lot of people, but cyclists do not cause me problems. Neither do motorbikes. They take up the least amount of space. You know, when I see them in my mirrors, I make sure I give them a wide berth, let them pass me. It doesn't bother me that when I'm stuck in traffic, they overtake. But for some reason, and I do appreciate car drivers get miffed, but that's their own fault, you know, that whole me first attitude. And I do appreciate there are both bikers and cyclists, and I do differentiate between them, who are dicks. But equally, there are more car drivers and van drivers who are like that. It's just a numbers thing. So it does annoy me when I hear and see things where I'm like, why would you not allow, even those days, why would you not allow bikers in bus lanes? You know, it's not like most bus lanes are in cities, you know. It's not a racetrack unless you're at 3 o'clock in the morning and you see all those rich kids in their daddy funded cars and all that. Anyway, bit of a rant, as I said, but thank you for watching, thank you for joining me. I'm glad to announce My little van is back on the road and I'm absolutely loving it, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care one and all. This is the coconut saying ciao.